And I'm so tired of this excuse in Chicago from fans that hit him like, well, we never had a really good – it's always been our defense. That's how we win champion. Well, there's a new age.
Well, no, that's somewhat –
I know, but
pretty accurate.
Yeah,
I
hear that.
That's somewhat true.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's like, well, I mean, you can make –
Always had a great running game.
It doesn't mean
defense.
that things can't change for the future. It doesn't mean that you can't be adaptable and change out what has always been and say, well – things that have always been in relationships don't mean it's going to help new age relationships. Like things are different these days.
But I want you to just think about it for a minute, though, Jay. When you just go around certain organizations within the it's the weirdest, and I don't even know the word that I'm looking for, but you may go through your Duke dictionary and help me. It's a weird thing in organizations and style of play in football. I can point to the Steelers are always going to be the Steelers. They're going to run the football. They're going to play defense. They're going to have some blocking receivers, and they're going to have a quarterback that can dink and dunk. That's always been them from the 70s. That's just who they are.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the identity, Chicago Bears. They're going to always have a linebacker on defense. They're going to have a running back. They're going to have a quarterback that can't get it done, and they're going to get it done on the defense and in special teams.
Yeah.
That's just
Monsters of the Midway. That's what they've always been.
You look at the Rams. They're going to always be, ever since I can remember, high flying. They're going to have a running back, and they're going to have a plethora of wide receivers, and they're going to spit that thing out everywhere. That's just how teams are. I don't know why that is. That's just what it's always been. The Kansas City Chiefs, they're going to always have a quarterback that's going to push the ball down the field. That's just, I guess maybe that's just the way organizations have been, and they just kind of copycat and do it over again. Think about the Eagles with Andy Reid. They went and got an Andy Reid disciple to take them to the Super Bowl, essentially running the same damn thing Andy Reid ran.
But if you do have a chance to get generational talent, where you're going to say, well, I'm going to make that talent fit into the scheme of how we play. You're not going to build around the talent moving forward. And there's opportunities.
I know, but one thing if the Bears were in the top 10, they're at 20.
I understand you.
I mean, unless it's Kyle Trask. I mean, what are you going to do at 20?
Honestly, I would have just kept Mitch Trubisky and tried to clean him up. Because he started playing better the second half of the season when they started to implement more things that he can do at the quarterback position opposed to the first half of the season.
Well, what does it say when Ryan Pace says what a great room we've got, what great coaching we have for a young quarterback, and you just had one, and
that's why I said just because you say it doesn't make it true.
Yeah,
just because you say it doesn't make it true.
Let's go to Matt in Texas. Go ahead, Matt.
Why don't they just part ways with Nick Foles, try to get a Justin Fields that might fall in the draft, one of these top 5. What about Kellen Mond out of Texas A&M? He's got the biggest arm in the draft. Nobody's even talking about him.
Kellen Mond is an interesting second day guy. He's a second round type pick. I don't think he moved. He's that Kyle Trask, Davis Mills. He's in that group of quarterbacks. I'm not particularly in love with him. I don't like his throwing motion, but he fits into what
the
NFL is doing.
Plays
right
the way
now.
They're playing now,
yeah,
right?
He fits it. I don't like his throwing motion though. He throws kind of weird to me, but
Does
so
he
did
get
Phillip
there?
Rivers. No, but I'm saying
right.
So did Phillip Rivers. So it doesn't really matter. It just looks funky to me.
Okay.
It looks like he's struggling, even though he's not. He's a wind up, a big delivery. But he's a second-day guy. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but there's some thought that he could be a sneaky good pick for somebody.
But they really should have kept Mitch Trubisky. They really should have. Now watch Mitch Trubisky go to Buffalo. He gonna be with
pay his dues.
He gonna be with Dayball. Dayball's going to get him in the room, clean him up, make him look all sexy and everything, play him in the preseason a little bit, see him in practice, and then guess what he'll do? He'll go get his head coaching job in 2022 and then bring him along, and Mitch Trubisky will be a Pro Bowler 3 years later. You watch what I tell you.
Do you think he's that good? Like, does he have that kind of, at least a foundation of being good enough to do something like that?
He has something.
Well, he played better in the second half of the season.
Yes, but he has something.
Okay.
It ain't all of it. We're not talking about a dude that can't play football. He can play football. He's got something, or else he wouldn't have been the second overall pick. You don't take a guy as second overall pick that can't play football. He didn't forget how to play football overnight. It's just that when you're stuck in certain situations and those that are supposed to be the geniuses, the smart guys can't figure out what you are, these are the sort of things that happen to guys. They fall by the wayside.
It's happening
And
more.
then if you continue to go to those type of programs that can't figure you out, you eventually are a bust or out of the league.
And we're seeing it now in the league, a lot of highly drafted quarterbacks that didn't pan out right away, becoming backups to try to reset their careers. That is starting to happen. That's
Most
becoming
recently,
a trend.
Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, and that's one of them. Obviously, Jameis Winston and
Jameis
Marcus
Winston.
Mariota.
Look at Marcus Mariota in the one game
happening.
he played in last year for the
Beast
Raiders.
of a game.
He balled out.
Beast of a game.
So it could be continuing to be a trend with Mitchell Trubisky certainly as well.